Today on Next Generation Leader, we'll speak with Nabil Sheikh. Nabil is the founder and CEO of OmegaCor Technologies. We'll speak with Nabil about his philosophy on leadership and how he successfully guided the company over 18 years. Well, Nabil, thanks for coming by and talking about yourself, your company, and leadership in general. Before we get started into the leadership conversation, tell us a little bit about your company and how it got started and what you guys do.
Our company started about 18 years ago. Currently, we provide turnkey IT solutions to small to medium-sized companies that don't have IT department, and we become their IT department. We consider ourselves as a virtual IT solution provider to them.
Okay.
And we take care of their network security, external security, especially with cybersecurity being a great issue nowadays. Their business continuity planning and making sure that their staff is well equipped with technology related solutions, and they're reliable, and whenever they need help, they have virtual IT department taking care of them.
Somebody to rely on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me about how you got started in this journey. You've been in business for 18 years. You've had to go through a number of sort of iterations, probably to reinvent yourself. But how did you decide to lead your own business?
Well, I used to work for a biotech company. Prior to that, I worked there for about 5 years. They have gone through several mergers and acquisitions, and in time, just the level of insecurity, increased.
Sure. Okay.
And at some point, just to get your own faith in your own hand type of thought, I started thinking, what do I do? What should I do? So I started going to the library during lunchtime every day, basically, just learning what I need to do, about accounting 101, how to start your own business, all of those things. And eventually just decided to start a side business that I could test drive, and in 7 months period of time, decided to just get out of the basement and make it a full business and resign from my prior employment, and
here we are.
Yes.
Yeah. It took some courage though to do something like that.
Well, it was just how necessity, right?
Okay.
Sometimes that's what you need, something to push you. And I never thought I would run a business. I never thought of even imagined to run a business at all. Just the need came, and I just had to thought about it and got started.
On these interviews, we talk about leadership and what leadership means to you, and then how you build a leadership team. So, when you think about leadership, how do you define leadership?
To me, leadership is just knowing, what your mission is, defining it, and knowing the vision to get you there, and be willing to share it with your key personnel to help you accomplish it, to have the wisdom to know that you cannot do it by yourself. There are always people that are better than you out there, and make sure that you select the right people to work with you to help you accomplish those missions. And leadership to me means being fiscally responsible, take a risk chance, but always make sure it's calculated. You don't jeopardize your family members, your extended family members. Make sure you're socially responsible, you're willing to pay back to the community, and make sure that you don't step on people to get to where you want to get to. Make sure that you are humble and reasonable, and willing to take care of people who are working with you.
Sounds like a great values filter. Tell me a little bit about the people that you add onto your team, whether they're coming in as an employee or sort of even a leadership role. What are the beyond the knowledge, skills, and abilities? What are the sort of the softer attributes you're looking for when you bring people into your company?
Technical skills, you can always train them, or you can send them to training. I think it's the personalities and the culture that you want to build. A lot of them depend more on that soft traits than the technical traits. I always look for a teamwork environment, so I like people who think of others as much as they think of themselves, willing to do the right thing. We call it selflessly do the right thing. We would like to make sure that people are willing again to align with the company's overall vision. We believe in paying back to the community, so I like when staff members are willing to participate, right, when we do things for the community as well. I like to make sure that they take care of their clients, as their number one priority. We believe our clients are our boss.
Okay.
We want to make sure that they are well taken care of. All of our intentions, the way we think, the way we make any kind of decisions will have to be pivoted around the client's best interest.
Sounds like there's a real balance between sort of the hard technical skills of computing or security, your skill set, and then maybe the softer skills of giving back and sharing and serving the customer. How does in both of those areas, how does innovation play a role in that, both on the technical side and maybe even the softer side?
Status quo is never the best thing. You have to believe there's always something better out there. You have to believe we can always do things better. That keeps me up at night. You have to think about it. Like I said, we kind of evolved at least 2-3 times since we started the business. We started as a hardware brokers, buying product and reselling it, to providing service eventually, and business to business, professional services providers, adopting different tactics such as, managed services. Now we educated ourselves, our staff members, our key personnel. We are more of the trusted advisors and consultants to our clients.
Gotcha.
And, we had to continuously educate ourselves and always learn new ways, new methods, both technical as well as strategic, as well as methods of delivering your services. Efficiency is the key thing nowadays, right? You can do the same thing so many different ways, but which one gives you the best solution for your client and for yourself? You have to always think and tweak that all the time.
So your innovation answer is awesome, and I'm going to like to blend it into sort of a cultural question, because it seems to me that if you're going to innovate around sort of recreating your company a couple different times over this 18-year period, your culture has to sort of be adaptable and ready to do that with you. What are the attributes of your culture, and how has it contributed to your success?
Well, we try to really charge and challenge each of our staff members to always contribute to good ideas, what they notice when they are at the clients and things we can do better. So it's a constant change. So I believe in setting short-term goals, long-term goals, for management, for staff, and just make sure that we are doing at least something differently every quarter.
It sounds like your leadership team and the people that work inside the company are the beneficiaries of sort of this clear and concise sort of where you want to go and what you want to do each quarter. But talk a little bit about growth and where your team of leaders or the people that work for you, how do they fit into that?
Well, we definitely have strategic annual meetings where the key management meets on weekends. And build our, strategic growth plan for the year.
Okay.
And we break it down into quarterly, racks to be able to meet there. And we meet once every month on a Saturday and make sure that we work on those goals. The reason why we meet on weekends is because much quieter, easier for us to really focus on the actual strategic stuff. And I believe even though I work on the business, I want them to help me work on the business as well, because my belief is the sum of who you have is the benefit of the the growth of the company, not just one person like myself. So I keep them involved so that there's a buy-in in the things we do, even though sometimes I come up with certain ideas or the overall vision comes from me. I make sure that the goals to get there comes from my key personnel as well.
It's an excellent answer. So we've talked a little bit about how you view leadership. We've spent some time on innovation, the culture, how you grow, how you build your teams. It's been a pleasure talking to you and you sharing your background and your history of the company and where it's going. So we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
Nabil Sheikh is a great example of the importance of lifelong learning in leadership development. Nabil began by understanding Accounting 101 and continued on by teaching himself the mastery of the nuances of cultural development, as well as the importance of setting expectations for your leadership team. So take a page from Nabil's playbook. Learn to become a lifelong learner in your development as a next generation leader.